Okay, folks, so I just did some changes to our XML file, and I said that I would like to see actually the labels instead of label 1, just a label node and multiple of those nodes, like so. So we have two label nodes. Let's go ahead and make it 3. Um, just in case that sometimes, you can have XMLs like so. So just repeating itself. It nodes, sub-child nodes. So let me go ahead and save it. Let's go ahead and talk about situations like that. So let me go ahead and run it, and okay, here's an error. First thing, because we are looking for label 1 and we don't have the label 1, that's why we're getting the error. So let me go ahead and put where we're putting the label 1 node instead of label 1 node. Now we gotta put the label, this guy right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say label. Okay, and let's go ahead and run it. And now it's an error again, because it's tell us that text inside of that label. Okay, so let's go ahead and start it over. And over here, when we debug printing, I would like to have just a label as well. Okay, so we'll load it, but as you can see that we have multiple labels, and let's say if you would like to load just second one, let me go ahead and actually change the colors in those labels, and let's say we would like to have the for color for second one, which is going to be the black. So second one is going to be a black color, like so. Okay, and the third one, so you will see the difference. And the third one, let's say I would like to see the blue or yellow, like so. Let's go green, actually, sorry, green. And like so. Okay, let's save that and let's pull it. Let's see what's going on. We're pulling the file and it's red. So what it does, when we're clicking on Open XML button, it's pulling the first, like I told you, 2 slashes means the first. If it's in a single select single node method, it means when we specifying the 2 double slashes, it means that it will search the XML data and will just pull the first label. But let's say I want to go and set for the green color, for the third choice of the label in our XML file. How to do so? Well, pretty simple. You need to go ahead and create the node list, so we can load in our node list all those label nodes, and it's going to be 3 of them. Okay, and it's all values, subnodes, and values inside of those label nodes. Just because we have more than one label node, we need to create a node list. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to say in our open button, we're just going to extend it. I'm going to say declare initialize node list array that will store some nodes in in a way like array does. For this, I'm going to say dim, let's say XML node array list as XML DOM. Then I'm going to scroll down and select node list, like so. You can name the XML node array list the way you want it. It's just a simple variable. You can name the way you feel comfortable with, so you will know, but you need to make sure that this is as XML DOM node list. This class right here has ability to store multiple nodes and its values and the subnodes inside of those nodes as array, and we can manipulate with them and use them anytime we want, if we will call that array. So here we go. Let's go ahead and let me show you how to use the XML node array list. We also need to XML node. Let me see, XML node. Okay. So what we need to do, we're going to use the for each loop, and I'm going to say XML node equal the XML node actually for each XML node in, not equal, XML node array list, and next. So what it does, XML node is our simple XML DOM node that we declare over here, okay? And what it does, it just stands for a simple node that can store node XML data, okay? Like it values its XML data and its subnodes inside of it. And XML list array, XML node array list, it's going to be a collection of multiple nodes inside of that array. So using the for each loop, we're going to say that every time we're looping XML node variable equal first record of the XML node array list, then after next it's going to be XML node variable will be equal to second record in XML node array list, and etc. So basically, when the loop will be done, it will loop through every single node in that node array list. In our case, it will be label, because we have 3 of the labels, so it's going to loop through the 3 labels 3 times, and we'll set XML node in the end as our third label node, because it's going to be last in a record of the XML node array list. Let's go ahead and I will demonstrate you what I meant exactly. So let's go ahead and copy this, and delete it from here and put it inside of our loop, and let's have a look. We are also debugging print, so we're gonna have it over here, and we can see what is going on. So I'm going to load it, and also let's go ahead and set our label to a blue color, so it's going to be different from anything that we have in XML file, like so. Maybe let's set it as gray, like so. Okay, so it's gray color. I'm going to load the XML file, and what we have, of course, we didn't initialize what XML node array list should be equal to. As you can see, it's nothing, and it's bringing us at the error object required. We need to initialize, because we could declare it over here, XML node array list, but I didn't initialize it, so we need to initialize it as well. So I'm going to say set, I'm basically initializing XML node array list, and then equal XML manager dot select, in this case select nodes. I'm going to use this, and then in parentheses I need to specify the node's name, and it's going to be label, and we are having the multiple label nodes, so it's going to grab it one by one and set it in array. So this is the initialization, and then it won't be any error, and then we can work with that array. And let me comment over here, loop through records one by one, and set XML node set XML node with different label nodes. At different loop cycle, so like I explained to you. And we don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Let's have a look. An error because nothing and nothing. Because we need to set the XML, okay, we need to set the XML node as well. Initialize before the loop, so we need to initialize XML node before the loop, so it will know what records it should pull, and like so. Now it should do it, and it's not nothing because select nodes, and we need to select as a node list. Okay, here's the thing, as a node list. So instead of label let me go ahead and do like this. Let's see if it's going to help us, and it's not helping us. Oh, basically we need to close down the debugging. It's probably, you know, just didn't see the first lines and start it again, and it should do it. Okay, it did it, because it was the error because the debug was confused, and I need to stop the debug and run it again. Sometimes it happens in Visual Basic. Okay, it doesn't refresh in real time. So here we go, and let's see what we have. What kind of values we're putting here and it's going to be on our on our top. Let me see. Let's do it again. Okay, it's setting as a red color because our last color is not red, it's green. So over here in XML node, let's just commenting for a second. Let's see what we have. Okay. And doesn't work. So let me have a look at the second why it's bringing that error. Actually, actually, let's go ahead and okay, I know what it does that. Basically, over here we said grab the first single node, and we don't have to say that with the double slashes. We need to just say whatever node it is currently, because that node will be skipping through the label. It will be skipping through the label nodes and grabbing. It will know what color it will get. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna delete the double slash, because in this case we're looping through the records, and the whole XML node already know which text we should grab as a subchild, and which font color we should grab as a subchild, because there is only one. So now it should be green, and it is green. So you got an idea, right? Before we were having this, and double slash means that grab the first node in XML data with the text in this case. Then it means grab the first records in XML data with the font color, and grab the first record in XML data with the font color. That's exactly what it did. It grabbed the first record in XML data, and let me show it to you. Sorry about that. This is our XML data. The first record from the XML data will be, if it's going to be a font color, will be always this. So through the loop, it's always grabbing this value in the C data, always. And actually this one right here, always, because we put double slash. If we're not going to include double slash, through the loop it's pulling this data, then next loop going, and XML node, this guy, switching to a second label node, and its values and sub nodes and all the XML data. So when you're looping, you don't want to, inside of that loop, you don't want to specify with double slashes. Okay, and you also don't need to specify the XML node. You don't need to initialize it. So we can delete this, because it's getting automatically initialized in our for each loop. Okay, but in XML manager select nodes, you want to specify double slash label, because you want to say go ahead and start grabbing the nodes label from the first record in the XML data, from the first node in XML data, and specifying so double slashes. So double slashes means that go ahead and grab from the XML manager data, XML manager XML data, go ahead grab the first double slash as the first label, but just because it's select nodes, it's going to grab after the first one, it's going to grab second one, third one, until we're going to run out of the label nodes. It's going to grab them all, but we specifying which one is going to be first with double slash. Okay, in our XML node array list over here. Okay, so you got an idea, right? So we just learned how to loop through the nodes, and let's say I just want to go ahead and grab the second one, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to say that I equal I plus 1, and I'm going to say when if I equal 2, then and if. So basically then perform this. So we're just going to grab the color when I will be equal to, and let's see what color it is. So when I will be equal to means that our sorry about that, means that our label node will be second as well. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So basically it's grabbing this value and setting in our it's a black color in our label 1 color when I is equal to. Let's say when I is equal 1, which is the first loop, set the color, so it's going to be a red color because the node will be the label first, because we're starting with I1, which is we said that I in our case plus 1, which is will be I will be equal 1, so it's the first label in the first loop. XML node equal the first label node, this guy right here, so it's pulling the red value of this. If I'm going to say if I equal 3, just showing you how to go ahead and go through the nodes, through the multiple nodes, and select exact node that you want to work with. 3, it will be green because actually it's gray. Let me see, because I didn't set it right. I need to set if I equal 3, then it's going to be green, because what it does through the loop, it's just going through the loop and it's grabbing the I equal 3, which means that first I equal 1 will be first label node, then the second label node will be I equal 2, and the third label node will be I equal 3. So exactly as it's grabbing third label node, and you just learn how to control and how to go to exact label that you like to go using the XML node array list, which is XML DOM node list. So basically you just learn how to use XML DOM node list class in MSXML 6.dll, and how to collect multiple nodes with the same name, in our case name is label, into a collection of array, and then how to call through the records using for each method, and how to why we want to call them through the for each, because we would like to just go through the records and maybe load the information from each label nodes, and if it's different information, and apply it or set it to some, in our case, user interface, in your case to something else. You can also loop it like this and change the node values or text, node text. And how to do so, let me show it to you. Let's say that I'm going to just copy this, and after I copy this, I'm going to go ahead and click on my change node button, and let me say that I would like to have over here. I'm going to paste it, and I just want to with this function going through the label, what I want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and basically change the text of the label to a different text. If it's going to be equal 3, I want to change it to it is working. Okay, let's have a look. Let's load the data, and as you can see, I said when we're gonna click on change node name button on this one, it should go ahead and grab the label, third label, because I equal 3. I said when I equal 3, so it's third label, and change its text node, its value, the text node value, from XML data to, yeah, it's working. It is working. So let's go ahead and see it. Okay, it just said that what is going on here? Debug, child old node, replace, and what is going on? Let's maybe put it in the parentheses. Let's see. Nope, don't want no parentheses. Okay. Okay, we just load with the text, and now we're working. Oh, okay, because there is no label 1, it's only label now. So we need to make sure we're covering this. So label, and the error should be gone. Let's start it over. Load the XML, and now it should change, and it should change in label, third label, in the subchild text node. It should change its values. It is working, and it did, instead of XML data. And of course it said the text label 1 caption over here as well. So it changed it. Okay, and let's load it again. You can see it's XML data, and now by change node, it changed the whole deal completely. It is working. And before we got an error because we have label 1 and we don't have any more label 1 node, so we just label node. Okay, let's say if I want to say I equal 1, which is red, go ahead and do that. Change the text and put the color red. When I'm going to, instead of green, make it red when I'm going to click the change node name value button. And debug, font color, of course what happened, we changed our font color to a color, so there is no font color anymore. We need to make sure that over here we said that we would like to change it to a color here, and we changed the font color to a color, so we need to specify that, and we set in the second node. What we need to do, we need to just say color, and it will do that, and as well as over here, like so. And we start it and try it again. Okay, it's an error again because it should be font color actually. Let's go ahead and delete. Sorry for this, I messed up just because too much logic over here. Let's delete this, we're not using it anymore anyways, like so. But let me go ahead maybe and save this deal to a file. Let's go ahead, maybe let me go ahead and fix it. Let's go ahead and maybe put this inside of our, instead of deleting it, we're going to keep it because I want to provide you the project files, and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside over here. So it should be working perfectly now. Load and change, and I just did in the red. It is working. Okay, and also I kept that information when I changed the font color to color, but it did not on the second one, but did on the first one over here. Okay, and let's say if it's going to be 2, you can see we have differences. We calling the child old node to font color, which is our first in the record, and then changed it with first label in the record. Let's say if I'm going to say I equal 2 with second record, or 3, let's say it's second record, but it should change, the color and the text, but then it should change the node, and node it should change in the first node, just because we specify it with the slashes, like so. First label node, grab it and change it font color. Let's go ahead and have a look what we have done. Load the XML data and then change it, and of course an error because too much logic. Oh, of course, because we're debugging. Let's delete that for now, and let's have a look. Like I said, we changed and pulled the colors, which is green, from the label third node in our case, right, which is this values over here for our font color. But then after this, in our logic over here, we said that we would like to replace the font color in the first label. Let me show it to you. The font color in the first label, because 2 slashes means the first in our XML manager data, okay, into the color. And that's what happened over here. It's going to be label first record, and then it's going to be a color record instead of font color. So we pull the data from this, read the data from third one, because we said if I equal 3, but then during the deal when I was equal 3, we said that in label 1 in our XML manager XML data, which is over here, we set it with double slashes, means label 1 node, starting with first node that is going to search in that XML manager XML data, which is the whole deal over here. In label 1, go ahead, find the font color, which is over here. It used to be a font color, and change it to a color. So they change it to a color. So you just learn how to do a multiple editing and manipulation with XML data, how to change nodes, how to change its values, how to go ahead and delete the nodes, how to read the multiple nodes in one XML data with just simple for each loop, and etc. So you can use it for your own advantages and your own projects. Okay, and let me go ahead and real quick show you how to read the XML, something like let me go ahead and I'm apologizing for that. Let me go ahead and load XML, something like this. Let me teach you how to read XML data, which looks XML data node, something like this, which has XML data description, then it has the attributes for Visual Basic equals some attributes value 6.10, and then English description, which is value for the description node. Let me go ahead and show you how to read this complex node, and we're going to be done with our XML with MSXML 6.dll video tutorial course, which was included four long videos in this video course. Please watch them all, and I'm apologizing for the size and how long the videos are, but you know, there is beginners on the web, and not only advanced users would like to learn, but beginners as well. So this is dedicated for the beginners. If you're advanced user, you can always skip the video, rewind it, and you know, just manipulate through the video and get the information exactly as you want, so you don't have to sit down and watch that long time. But for the beginner, I suggest you to learn the whole videos from the start to the beginning, and you will understand completely how to create and work with XML data in Windows programming environment. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how to basically read this description node, and how to read its attributes, which is Visual Basic, how to find which is value for the attributes 6.0, how to find out what kind of values in the description node, which is English description. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that.